This is a story which is called That's Not My Dog. Okay? So there was a sales rep in an office speaking to his customer. They were in a negotiation situation and they were faced with what we've got here. The scope of the negotiation had been established and there was no moving forward. So the sales rep is pretty depressed. So he's kind of looking around the room and there's a dog in the corner of the room. I don't know who likes dogs, or there's a big, black, fluffy, hairy dog in the corner of the room. And he was so silent, this dog, that the sales rep thought he was a carpet. Yeah? But all of a sudden, the carpet started to move. And so the sales rep, oh wow, it's a dog. Hey, dog. Yeah? The sales rep likes dogs. So, hey, dog, come here. And the dog looks up with big, sad eyes. And he's real sad, but then he looks at the sales rep and he starts to get, and you know the way a sad dog, his tail shakes, so shake, shake, shake. That happened, and then the dog kind of got up and came over and all sad, and the sales rep stroking him and say, oh, you, what a dog, what's your name? You're so beautiful, what a lovely dog. And he's looking at the customer. The customer's sitting there like that. And the sales rep says, I didn't know you had a dog. And the customer says, that's not my dog. I don't have a dog. Okay? And the sales rep says, right, okay, you're not a dog. You're not, he's saying to the dog, you're not a dog. Right, so what's with the dog? Whose dog is it? The customer says, well, it's a bit of a sad story. My best friend just died. And he had a great sense of humor. He knows that I don't like dogs, so he left me his dog in his will. Can you believe that? And the sales rep is saying he's trying not to smile, yeah? But he's a sales rep, so he finds, life funny anyway. But he's, oh no, that's really terrible. Why are you laughing then? I'm not laughing, but it is a bit humorous, and the customer, I don't see the humor in it at all. And the sales rep saying, so what are you going to do? What are you going to do with the dog? And the customer says, I don't know. The sales rep says, I've got a good idea. Customer says, what? What's your good idea? The sales rep says, okay, I know this doesn't sound completely ethical, but I have an imaginative solution, and a solution where we will both walk away feeling very, very happy. So customer says, yes. The sales rep says, you signed the contract and I'll take the dog. The customer says, don't be ridiculous. We can't do that. That's unethical. You'll kill the dog. And the sales rep says, what? What do you mean I'll kill the dog? I'm not a dog murderer. You're a dog murderer. You'll kill the dog if you keep it. I won't kill the dog. I like dogs. Look at me and the dog. We're already doing the dog-man chemistry thing. And it was true. Dog and man had bonded already, and the dog was going, yeah, doing all of that stuff. And the customer said, yeah, okay, you won't kill the dog, but, you'll leave it by the side of the road or something. You'll leave the dog or... And the sales rep said, come on, I won't do that. No. Anyway, they came to a negotiated agreement. The customer signed the deal. The sales rep took the dog under the condition that the sales rep would send a photograph to the customer every month for 18 months. And the photograph had to contain a picture of the sales rep, the dog, and today's newspaper. Like the terrorism, yeah? And the guy who told me this story was speaking about a customer who had 13 photographs on his wall. All like that. Isn't that good? This story has got one problem, or there's a moral to this story, and the moral is the next time you go to your customer, look for the dog in the corner of the office. If you can't find a dog, you've got a problem. Yeah? The other moral to this story is the following. This dog was a tradable. Does that make sense? The dog changed the scope of the deal. This is the tradable. The scope of the deal is now different to what you went in with. So the big moral to this story is that you need to prepare for your dogs. You need to prepare your tradables. You need to make sure that when you go into a negotiation environment, you're going in with ammunition. You're going in not only with the scope in your proposal, but you're also going in with other things that the customer has not thought about, that are not a part of this negotiation scope. Other things. Another example. I was working with a company that produced the machines at a ski lift. You ever been skiing? You have that little card that goes beep, 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 and you go through? They produced those machines. So this company was negotiating with a Czech ski lift operator for selling these ski machines to their ski slopes. The Czechs are saying, we can't pay more than this. My guys are saying, then we can't move forward. The Czechs are saying, no problem, let's come back to the table tomorrow and continue. The Austrian guys, they're from Austria, they're saying, no, we can't. We have to go to America tonight. The Czechs are saying, what do you mean you're going to America? They're saying, we're going to Aspen. There is a big trade fair, ski lift operator trade fair, the biggest one in the world in Aspen. The Czech guys said, oh, you're going to that trade fair. We have wanted to go to this trade fair for 3 years, but it's so expensive. You know, we've never had the possibility to afford that. The guys from Austria said, well, it's interesting. Our customer in Aspen has given us a piece of their stand. Now, we're in Europe. Have you been to trade fairs and exhibitions in Europe? A stand in Europe is approximately 55 square meters big, and that's a large stand. Yeah? So a stand is like from there to there. Yeah? In America, you get 3,000 square meters. You get a stand the size of this whole floor. And so they're saying, our customers in America, they've given us 100 square meters, yeah, of their stand. So we don't have to pay for it. It's really cool. And the Czechs are going, oh, that's so cool. That would be great. And the Austrians are saying, well, I tell you what, why don't you come with us? Our customer would be delighted to see you, because that would give them a great reference story to speak about as well. We don't need all of the space. It's just me and him and a flip chart. What do we need all this? You come with us. Pay your own tickets? Not a problem. So they were able to sign off on a deal there. In return for the ability to go to this trade fair, the Czechs bought their own tickets, got their flip chart, and went over to the trade fair with the Austrians. Another tradable. This is the tradable. The tradable has the effect of changing the scope of the deal. Does that make sense? But where's the problem? The problem was, in both of these situations, they got lucky. The dog was luck. The trade fair was luck. And as a professional negotiator, you don't rely on luck. You prepare your tradables. You prepare for them. How many tradables do you need to walk in with? I'll give you a number, and the number is between 10 and 15 ideally. In a realistic world, we're looking at 8, 9 tradables, which we ideally prepare for. So 8 or 9 things that are external from the scope of the deal that we say maybe they would like this as well. They can be cheap things, they can be expensive things. If they're expensive, we're going to demand things in return for them. If they're cheap, we may be giving them away as a way of getting concessions from the other side. But as long as we have them prepared, so that during the negotiation, we can bring them out, because as professional negotiators, we do not want to be in the position where we are forced to say, we haven't got anything else to offer you. Yeah? They can say that, but not us. Question?
What would you consider then, like, for example, common tradables to be? Saying 8 and maybe 15 even. I'm not really sure how. get that high amount?
Okay, a common tradable. If we look at this university, yeah, a common tradable for them could be the usage of seminar room space. Yeah, you can use our resources. You can use our space. Another common tradable is resources. There was a great situation a couple of weeks ago where the customer says, we'll give you the price in return for Sally. Or Sally. This was Sally. And they're saying, Sally? What do you want to do with Sally? Sally. We want Sally. Well, you can't have Sally. Why do you want Sally? Because Sally's brilliant at project management. We want Sally for 3 weeks. 3 weeks? Oh, 3 weeks. 3 weeks? What are you going to do with her? Where are you going to take her? Yeah? Look, we won't take her anywhere. We'll treat her very well. We'll make sure that everybody is very respectful for her, but we want her to take part in one of our projects. Yeah? So Sally became the tradable. Yeah? The boss said to Sally, Sally, I've got some good news and some bad news. She said, what's the good news? We got the price. What's the bad news? You have to go and work with a bunch of these guys for 3 weeks. Yeah? Okay, boss. Yeah? So where's the value there? Yeah? On one side, Sally was extremely valuable for their own organization. On the other side, 3 weeks, it was doable. That was a tradable. Another tradable would be common advertising space on a website. Another tradable is where the sales director says to their sales director, let's share some information on our key customers because we have a similar key customer base, maybe similar industries. So common sales planning, if it's legal and legitimate. Marketing people can get together to produce marketing campaigns. Another tradable is exclusivity. We will give you exclusivity on a project, an idea, for a certain given time frame. Yeah. What would other tradables be? Another very common idea of a tradable is, you know, when you buy a mobile phone, you open the mobile phone and there's the phone and then 6 other pieces of miscellaneous useless hardware that you never use. Yeah. One company I was working with, they got the boxes, they opened them, they took the laptops out, they threw everything else into a bucket. Yeah. And then when the negotiation came along, they used those things like network adapters and cables for LAN connections. They used those as the tradables. They said, oh, you can have these as well. They actually came with it. Another thing is time. A couple of days ago, one of my guys, the customer said to him, well, you know, we can give you another leaflet possibility. And the key account manager said, oh, okay, yeah, okay, that's interesting. And he was saying, I accepted this because it had no value for me, but maybe I can give it back to the customer later, where it'll be more valuable. Maybe it'll increase in value later. So this is examples of tradables. Within the materials, there is a list of 25 generic tradables. However, they're always specific. Yeah, they're always specific to a particular negotiation situation, but there's a list of 20 or 25 tradables in there. Okay?